Happy Wednesday. The Seattle Kraken were lifeless in a 7-2 drubbing at the hands of St. Louis last night. The Blues were up 7-0 before Vince Dunn and Jaden Schwartz scored in the third period. Afterwards, Brandon Montour and Coach Dan Bilesma said, they both said Seattle has to look no further than a mirror to see where the problems are.
Again, awareness, being ready to play, but, you could look down at all the goals. Guys wide open backdoor plays, players losing their man, just the compete level, the effort, you could say the effort was there, but again, battling, moving our feet, D-zone offense, they were all over us all night, and they got moving. We were getting stuck in an area, and they were finding guys backdoor, tough for both goalies to kind of get going and helping them in any way, but that's just a desperate, more desperate hockey team tonight.
There's going to be no excuses from here, but we didn't have our legs, we weren't skating, we weren't, and a lot of the compete and a lot of the battle comes down to whether you have your legs and whether you have your feet, and that wasn't there tonight. That not going to look at the schedule, not going to look at the break, and it wasn't there tonight. And they had it, and we didn't, and it was evident.
Seattle returns home to face Vancouver Saturday night at 7 o'clock. That'll be on Kong TV. Well, the Mariners offense was once again in high gear as Seattle beat the Dodgers 11-5 yesterday. Mitch Garver hit his first homer of the spring, and Julio Rodriguez belted a 2-run double that gave Seattle a lead that they would never surrender.
This one to the right center field gap. An aggressive swing by Rodriguez there. One run is in. Here comes another. And a 2-out, 2-run double for Julio Rodriguez. And the Mariners now lead it 4-1.
They like it much better, the game, when they're swinging the bat and making contact. They have just one strikeout. That was in the first inning against Snell.
2-ball, 2-strike pitch to Garver. In the air to right. It's carrying. Heading back after it is Rosario, and the ball is gone. That just cleared the fence to the right of the 380 mark, up onto the grassy berm, and Mitch Garver has a home run. It's now 5-1 Seattle.
This is a pitch that is out away from him, and a big sweeping swing. He's powerful.
The Mariners, they've got really solid starting pitching. Pitch is in the dirt on ball 4, or strike 3 rather, gets away. And down to first base. Oh, they call Conforto out. He looks safe. We don't have replay today. Wild pitch on strike 3. Conforto called out here. Let's get a look.
On the television side, there's the check swing. An attempt to hit the ball. Going down the line. Well, how many times do you see the pitcher come over and get the ball?
Seattle was back home today against the Athletics and will be on the road in Surprise, Arizona tomorrow to face the Rangers. Well, Gonzaga played well. Washington did not in men's college basketball last night. Huskies dropped a lopsided decision to 11th-ranked Wisconsin in Big Ten play, 88-62 the final. Gonzaga bounced back from a weekend loss with a big 95-76 road victory over Santa Clara. On the women's schedule today, Haley Van Lith and her 10th-ranked TCU Horned Frogs are home against Houston. That's on ESPN+. Washington women visit Minnesota on the Big Ten Plus network. It's that time of year for NFL coaches and general managers to shop around for some beef at the NFL Combine. Seahawks Director of Football Operations John Schneider is in Indianapolis along with Seattle coaching staff, getting a good look at prospective players on and off the field. Schneider says, unlike last year, it's nice to have a coaching staff in place this year to help with the evaluation process.
It helps a lot. We didn't have the guys in the interviews last year, so having the position coach, defensive coordinator, head coach, having those guys in the room is a big deal to, just get the players going and like the football knowledge. But it helps a lot. They were just implementing all their systems last year, so it's an opportunity for these guys to get down here and get rocking.
Schneider says he and his staff are constantly reevaluating players as well as their own internal processes to make sure they keep their edge.
Every year there's a constant evaluation of, okay, how do we acquire the player? What all went into the decisions? So measuring it is like every year, like how do we change our process? Like have we emphasized enough in one area or another? How have we managed our cap? That's usually a pretty big project after the draft, right? Where you're talking about, okay, we've spent more money on this side of the ball than this side of the ball. Because, this is, cash and cap. You got to rob from Peter to pay Paul. So you got to make those decisions. And then, okay, how did we do it? Like, what was our process? What was the decision-making process? And we're constantly, like, adapting and trying to figure that out as we go. It's not like there's just one way to do things. You have to be super pliable.
We'll hear from Coach Mike McDonald tomorrow on his approach to the Combine, as well as what is going on behind the scenes to keep players like Geno Smith and DK Metcalf. Well, there's only one prep basketball score to pass along from last night. Sunnyside Christian ended Waterville Mansfield's season in the play-in for the 2B tournament, or 1B tournament, I should say. 59-36 was the final, with Sunnyside Christian defending their home court. Shockers finished the season with a record of 14-12. A reminder that we'll have coverage of Wenatchee Bighorn basketball this Saturday on the NCWLIFE channel. The Bighorns kick off the season with a home game against the Willamette Valley Jaguars in TBL action. Fans attending Saturday's game will have access to beer and wine tasting, food trucks, and live music out front of W.B. Smith Gym. That starts at 5 o'clock. NCWLIFE's pregame with Grant Olson and Jamie Council begins at 6:45 with the tip at 7 o'clock. That's a look at sports news over at Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.